In the news, channels are talking about them. On one satellite channel, journalists at the National Assembly say they created animosity, but at home, they were happy with their lives. One of them says, "If you say this is a kind of work couple situation," and the response is, "Work couples? You mean both parties cooperate and make people look foolish?" Mr. Quack appears at the headquarters of the People First Party, trying to turn off the TV. He says, "It's already chaotic enough. Who turned that on?" A bald man, seemingly holding a position in the party, asks Representative Quack, "Did something happen with your wife?" Representative Quack replies, "Is it that obvious? Well, this has never happened before. A married couple running for president from different parties. What a coincidence." He is asked, "So you won't run?" Silence falls over the room, and all the staff look at him silently, waiting for his answer. But he reassures them and tells the short, bald man, "What are you talking about? Of course, I'll run." Happiness fills all the staff at their representative, Mr. Quack's decision to run. The bald man says, "Okay, then candidate registration will begin soon. Take this and prepare well." News in the newspapers. Primary election procedures based only on pros and cons. The presidential race officially begins between Representative Quack Hyan and Representative Hanaro Ju-jae. An unprecedented situation casts its shadow on the primaries. Both parties are making urgent decisions regarding candidates amidst public anticipation of reactions. At the election headquarters, candidate registration for the presidential election lasts for 2 days and begins 24 days before Election Day. Applications must be submitted in writing to the National Election Commission. Candidates must be over 40 years old on Election Day, and candidate registration forms, recommendation letters, various tax payment reports, and other documents must be submitted. In addition to depositing 300 million, since they are a married couple, the total amount is 600 million. Outside, there are people demonstrating and holding signs that read, "Reduce prices of basic goods." Some lift the abortion ban, and on some signs, "Strict investigation of repeated sex crimes using deepfake technology." On the opposite side, there are people holding signs that read, "Fetuses are also life," and on another sign, "Remove corrupt officials." After the relevant regional election committee reviews the submitted documents and candidate qualifications, applicants officially acquire the status of presidential candidate. Number 1, Ju-jae, 42 years old. Hanaro Part. Number 2, Quack Hyan, 43 years old. People First Party. After completing candidate registration in the early morning, a press conference for the presidential candidacy is held in the afternoon, followed by attendance at party meetings to form election campaign teams. One of the members says, "Oh my God, it's Representative Ju. Although you got this opportunity because of the way events unfolded, I always believed that Representative Ju-jae is the talent that will bring glory to our party." She leaves, saying, "That stubborn old man, who was always angry after receiving reports about the registration of candidates from outside Parliament and independent candidates. After hard work and reviewing reports from both sides, Representative Quack and Representative Ju, each in their party and headquarters, and after consulting on all procedures with their private teams, leave their workplaces and meet in their car. They are completely exhausted. Upon arriving home, Representative Ju says, 26 people in total. Representative Quack asks, "Why are there so many?" Representative Ju replies, "They all rushed to register, thinking this was their chance. There's still 1 day left, so more will come tomorrow. Although I don't know how many of them will remain until Election Day. They must see it as worth trying. We couldn't even register as preliminary candidates 240 days before Election Day. One can register as a preliminary candidate. Preliminary candidate registration allows for election campaigns before the official election period, but there are risks too. They arrive at the house gate. Representative Ju says, "It's important, so I'll say it again. Our personal relationship and the elections are completely separate. Home is home, and the campaign is the campaign." After that, they enter their home. However, even for these two, who are in a continuous war, there was one place where they had to maintain an absolute truce. As they enter, a girl appears and says to them, "Mom, Dad, Representative Quack and Jew are happy to see her." The girl's name is Sai. She goes to her mother. The mother hugs her and asks, "Are you okay?" She goes to her father, Quack. He says to her, "Our princess, didn't you miss your dad?" Jew says, "Being a citizen in a democratic society is right, our little angel." An old man appears from the balcony upstairs and tells them, "You're embarrassing the neighbors. Stop it and come in to eat." Ju Kwang Chun, Jae Ryong's father, "It's not like you're fighting between Yonsei and Korea University. Why are you fighting over the child's name?" The grandfather asks, "So, are you planning to go all the way?" They reply, "Yes, of course. We will continue." The grandfather says, "These two reckless youngsters, you didn't tell me. You made me discover this big news from TV." They say, "We also found out that day." The grandfather says, "Make sure this doesn't negatively affect the child. A lot has happened, so even if neither of you succeeds, you are still young, so don't be too disappointed." Representative Ju says, "Dad, don't worry, know what I'm doing. We both became candidates because we are competent. Of course, elections are unpredictable, but this is not our first time in this field." After that, she and a group of photographers prepare her for an election advertisement. She asks the photographer, "Why did you ask me to do such a ballet pose?" He tells her, "Digital poses can also be incorporated." Representative Ju is annoyed and thinks to herself, "Is this preparation for the election?" She says to the director, "Please cooperate. This is the first big event in years. Consider it an opportunity to bring joy to people." Representative Quack appears in farmer's clothes, carrying an axe. Representative Ju looks at him and can't hold back her laughter. She laughs at him, and he blushes. A woman asks Representative Ju to go with her to touch up her makeup a little. The director goes to Representative Quack and gives him an envelope. Representative Quack asks, "What are you doing?" The director says, "Don't pretend you don't know. We all know you're the pre-selected candidate. While candidate Quack will be the winner, right?" Quack thinks to himself, "The president.